Hello, Leo. This is Marley with Fawn and Fire Intuitive. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I'm doing a 6-month reading for Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury. Okay, so if this doesn't resonate with you, please check out my videos for your Moon, Rising, or Mercury. Also, if you're not sure what your Moon sign, your Rising sign, or your Mercury sign is, trulydivine.com has a lot of resources where you can look up your signs. Plus, they do birth chart analyzations. Okay, so they do like romance chart readings or relocation or Saturn returns, and ta-da, they have offered my subscribers 30% off any of their products. They do have a lot of free resources on their site, but they have offered you guys 30% off, which I think is awesome. So you can use the code FIRE30, but all the information is down in the description box below. Also, if you're looking for a personal reading, my website's there, or you can just shoot me an email. And if you guys are on Instagram, I'm there too, Fawn and Fire Intuitive. Okay, so let's see what's going on. I asked for messages that you needed for the next 6 months, guidance, things that might be coming in that you need to be aware of. I did pull the oracle cards ahead of time, and then I'll use the tarot to clarify. All right, so let's see what we got. So the first card we have is transition, okay? The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of the existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Then we got sensuality. The frequency of sensuality reminds us that spirits in human bodies, we are sensual beings experiencing joy and pleasure from the physical world through our senses. Then we have remembrance and Gaia. Remembrance is about remembering that everything that you've gone through as a soul in a body is providing you with valuable information. And then Gaia is about oneness, remembering that you are like a part of this whole universe, that you're connected to everyone. And then we have Emergence. And Emergence is about approaching your reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment. So it seems like you've been through a lot, Leo, okay? But you're transitioning back to where you're like really enjoying the moment, where things feel alive again, that you're feeling childlike. This is very spiritual, actually. It seems like, Leo, for those of you that this resonates with, that you're really going through like a big time awakening and transforming. And it seems like in this next 6 months, there's going to be certain things like past life things coming up. Like there's so much for you to explore kind of in the spiritual realms. And it seems like you're really going to be enjoying it. We have Joan of Arc, the voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. We have Odin, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. You see the truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Yeah, I feel like that is a really important message for you, because I feel like so much of what you have gone through has brought you to this point where you're elevating spiritually. And you're, like I said, I feel like you're going to be, possibly like exploring your past lives, exploring your psychic gifts, really moving into just kind of standing in your power. And some of the stuff that you've been through in the past, you're moving into this new energy where you're going to be just kind of using your voice rather than allowing things to hurt you or overgiving. You're just going to be speaking your truth, and you're not really going to care what anybody thinks about it. Oh my gosh. Then we have Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. So I feel like there's this huge thing happening with you where it's possible in the past, sometimes when you communicated, you might have been a little bit manipulative. Like instead of just saying, hey, I need this, and just standing in your power and not, rather than fighting or feeling like you have to like say things in a certain way or try to get compliments, you're just going to say, like, in a loving, respectful way, hey, I'm feeling this way. I would like to be treated this way. And rather than it like being this huge fight or, where you're, like I said, almost using a little bit of a manipulative energy, like not saying what you mean, but trying to get someone to understand what you mean by like, finagling your words a little bit, you're just going to be speaking your truth. Some of you, you're with these giftings and these things that are changing. You could be stepping into a new career, one that you'll really enjoy. And you're not going to care what anybody thinks about it. We have the rhino spirit, overcome any obstacle. The wasp spirit, sometimes life stings. And then the crow, co-create with spirit. So I'm feeling like for most of you, something has already died. Like you went through a lot in the past, but I feel like you're getting over it and you have already worked on like breaking old patterns. And that's why in this new season, there's like so much new emerging where you're really standing in your power and, you're not just kind of living the status quo or living life for stuff and compliments. Like you're standing in your power and you don't need the stuff and the compliments as much anymore. And you're going to be aligning with people who really respect you for you. You've shed kind of this old story where you almost felt like that you were weak or that you had to settle. Yeah, we have the thread. You're very connected spiritually right now. You're very connected to other dimensions and densities, okay? You've most likely had a lot of spiritual connections too, soulmates. I really feel I'm going to pull some more cards. I feel for some of you, there's just going to be some past life stuff coming up. You're going to get a revelation about a past life. And then we have the ocean and the womb. Okay, let's pull some more cards. Why am I feeling this past life message so strong? There's an aspect for some of you, you're incredibly powerful. You're incredibly powerful. It's like you could have been a shaman in a past life, or you've just lived many, many, many lives. And you were meant to wake up and remember, and you really have a purpose in this life. And you're gonna, because that thread, in higher dimensions, there is no time. You're so connected that you're just gonna get like divine wisdom that you're gonna be like, there's no way that I should know this, and you're just going to know it. Like that's happened to me in my spiritual journey a lot, where all of a sudden I'll get like these like scientific facts or equations, and I am not a math person at all, but I'll get like this download and I'll understand it, but then be able to apply it to spirituality. It's very interesting. And that's what I'm feeling for you, that, some of the stuff too, if you're feeling called to do something and you don't feel necessarily like you are good enough, oneness, like it says here with Gaia, remembrance and oneness, you're connected to everyone. You're connected to that energy, to the energy of like great singers, great speakers, and you can actually connect to that and strengthen your own gifts. It's a deep message, Leo. Yeah, the ocean, there is no separation, but there are cycles, okay? There is an ebb and flow. So as you're creating, like with the womb here, just remember there's trimesters, it takes a while for certain things to be born, and that's why you need to start and consistently just start speaking your truth. You might feel a little uncomfortable at first, making those changes, but you want to like kind of trust the ebb and flow, but also just dive into oneness and trust trust that like what you're hoping for. I mean, you've already planted the seed. Something has already really been growing in your life, and you're being encouraged to just start speaking your truth, stand in your power, be you. Yeah, you've been seeking truth. And if you haven't, in the next 6 months, you're going to be. And remember, whatever you're focused on, okay, is really going to be what you're creating, because we have the Hermit here, okay? And I noticed the number 9 before, and now we have the Hermit, which represents the 9 as well. And the Hermit, it is this really precious space. It's this free energy, okay, where it's like you change, you level up, you go within and you shift your focus, and that ends up being what is created next. And you are co-creating with spirit right now. Okay, so you're in this precious spot and it's happening fast. Whatever you're focused on is really going to be manifesting in the next 6 months. Okay, so definitely go within and get that insight from your higher self. Go within, because you have a powerful voice and you have connections to very, very powerful past lives and powerful wisdom, Leo. Okay, and you're not going to have to like be on the defense. But there is some work that needs to be done. And there might be some other things that you need to lay down. You may have so many, let's see. Yeah, you may have so many ideas. That's why it's important to go within, okay? Because you may kind of look and watch other people who are doing what you want to do, and you think, okay, I got to do it that way. It becomes a burden, you know? And if you're worried about having to defend yourself from people, that becomes a burden too, and it stops you from connecting in your power. You know, if you've got like the defenses up, you might want to work on opening your third eye a little bit, because there is a little bit of an aspect here with the King of Wands, which can be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. There's this aspect of looking back to the past. And what you need to be doing is building from the bones of your past. Yeah, then we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, the Queen of Cups. Making sure you're tending not just to the work, but to your emotional life, okay? But you have a lot of psychic gifts. And the more self-love you have, the more they're going to be opened up. And then we have the Empress, Taurus, and Libra. But this is that same thing as the womb, new things coming in. Gosh, the Two of Wands in reverse has come out for everybody. This is about making a choice to stand in your power and having vision. For some of you, you know, you could have been dealing with somebody who just wasn't very honest, you know? And we have Aries here too, the Fool. Yeah. And you could like just have regret over the past. There was a lot of regret. And sometimes you still kind of fall into focusing on the negative, and you're just being called to like, I mean, you're being called into like a new space. It's something very different for you. Okay. And this is about you standing in your power is not only going to help you financially, but it's also, you're going to be adding value to the world. And I feel like this is why it's so important. This feels like a spiritual calling. This feels like your life purpose that you're stepping into. Yes, the Four of Wands. You have a purpose. This is promotion. This is something to celebrate. And this is going to lead you to a relationship that's very satisfying as well. For some of you. But for some of you, because you are, I don't know, it's almost like you're a little apathetic to it. You're a little apathetic to kind of standing in your truth. And so you're not necessarily planting the seeds. For some of you, there is work that has to be put in. There are things that have to be sewn up. This is interesting. I mean, for some of you, it's like if you're really worried about what might happen. Why is this tower here? It's like if you're really worried about what might happen if you're overthinking it. You know, watch out for that, because you don't want, first off, everything that you've been through, everything that you've gone through is about you being able to stand in your power. And so if you're afraid like, oh, more bad stuff's going to come, I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like you've gotten through the bad stuff, but now it's time to like get out of your mind. Get out of that stalemate energy and start to move forward in your power, because you don't want to go through another cycle where something has to like shake you all up for you to step into your power again, you know? Yeah. I'm hearing that song, Rise Up by Andra Day. It's one of my favorite songs. So it's like, we'll rise up, rise unafraid. Like, we have judgment here. I know this isn't going to be for every Leo. I hope it is, because it's an awesome message. And it really seems like we need you right now to join the fight, to just be authentic. One thing that's cool, you know, consciousness, it is everything. It is God. It is our minds. It is the collective consciousness, is the beliefs collectively, like the overarching beliefs. And when people stand up and start being authentic, it's like a bucket that's getting water dripped into it. And once that bucket fills, it drops and change occurs. And right now there's this, things are changing in the collective consciousness. And Leo, it seems like the next 6 months, you're really meant to step into your new calling, to pick up the burden and to just authentically be you and speak your truth. Yeah. For some of you, it could be singing. Even you're going to be surprised as you start speaking your truth and standing in your power. There are friends around you that are going to be so excited that you have, and it's going to give them the faith to step out. You know, and some might argue back, but if you speak your truth in love, you're not crazy. No one's going to think you're crazy. Okay. And I think you know, in your heart of hearts, there isn't any other option, that you need to step into this. And, you know, stay focused on your heart energy and your third eye. Don't get too caught up in your mind right now. Okay. I hope this was helpful, Leo. That was a very interesting message. Please comment below and let me know what is happening with you, what you're being called to speak about. Like, what is this big change? What's happening with you spiritually? Because this, to me, it's exciting, but I want to make sure it resonates with you guys. All right. Again, if you want an astrological chart reading, check out trulydivine.com. The coupon code is in my description box below. If you want a personal reading, the information's down there too. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon, because I'm going to be doing some retro readings. So retro romance, looking into past relationships. We're going to do some looking into past lives, and that was coming out a lot for you, so that might be helpful for you. But yeah, I will talk to you soon. So much love, Leo.